Would you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to take your kids to work? I'll Do Better Tomorrow is what we talk about every Friday on the Happy Families podcast. It's where we deconstruct the week that was, look at what's working, look at what's not working, and help you to be better parents. Also today on the podcast, some people actually hate us. I'm not overstating it. I'll tell you why in just a sec. That's all coming up on the Happy Families podcast, I'll Do Better Tomorrow edition for Friday, August the 1st. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to the Happy Families podcast, real parenting solutions every day. This is Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. Kylie, I've got in my run sheet that we should start this podcast with some banter. Would you like to banter with me?
I want to know who hates us.
Oh, that's coming up. I haven't filled you in on anything at all.
No. Who hates me?
You're sitting there with a rug around you and look like you're really struggling.
It's winter. It's freezing.
Yeah, and you look like you're under the weather. Can we find out why?
I thought that 3 a.m. starts were done and dusted when our kids ended up sleeping through the night.
Yes. Yeah. So when you put your children into a school that does a whole lot of industry placement and your daughter wants to be involved with horses and
I just want to understand who decided that the horses needed to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning so that their stables can be scooped out and they can go for their morning jog. Like... Honestly.
Can't horses run at 9 a.m.?
No, obviously not.
So let's just explain your I'll Do Better Tomorrow with a little bit more detail. Industry placement, our Year 10 daughter, she's at the local racetrack, and that means?
That means that she is waking up at 2:30 in the morning to get herself ready and out the door for a 3 o'clock departure so that we can arrive at the stables for a 3:30 start. Can I just say, I am absolutely blown away with this kid. I wish she had her license. I honestly wish she had her license.
Wish she'd get out of bed at any reason, like even before 7 o'clock for anything else, but horses.
But it blows my mind at her commitment and the joy that she has out of mucking out stables.
Yeah, like literally 5 hours a day.
She is living her best life.
Just shoveling horse dung. Now, in fairness, you sound like you are under the weather. I sound like I'm doing fine. I have gotten up and done the drive myself at 3 o'clock, but most mornings this week, even though we've both been awake, you have very kindly and gently put your arm on mine and said, you go back to sleep. I'm awake anyway, because you've had a bit of a fluey coffee thing and you've been awake. So you've done a lot more of this than me.
Does that make me a saint?
I think that you should claim it. I think that you should. So you're I'll Do Better Tomorrow. Is there a take-home message here other than as a parent you just constantly do stuff for your kids?
Don't get your kids involved with horses. That's my take-home message. Just don't do it.
Very good. Okay, well, after the break, I've got a whole lot of housekeeping, a whole lot of feedback, a whole lot of things that we just need to run through. And I know, based on the feedback that I'm going to share with you, that some people are going to hate it, but I think most people are going to like it. And we've just got to talk about it. So that's coming up next. Okay, Kylie, I'm struggling a little bit. I'm having withdrawals. Do you know why?
You wanted more episodes, didn't you?
More episodes?
Yeah.
What do you mean episodes?
Parental Guidance.
Oh, no.
It ended too quick.
You know what? I should say yes to that. I really should. The answer is yes, I did. But no, that's not what I'm having withdrawals from. It's something else on telly.
Oh, here we go.
The Tour de France.
Yep.
It's over. It finished on Sunday night, Monday morning. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's so bad for our well-being. It's so bad for sleep. It's so bad for everything. But for the last few weeks, I've just been in heaven watching the Tour de France. I'm having withdrawals. Anyway, that's not what we're really talking about. I just figure it's my podcast and I can say stuff like that every now and again and get away with it. Here's what I do want to mention before we get to my I'll Do Better Tomorrow. First off, last week I was in Perth and then on Friday I was in Sydney and I needed some breakfast before I got to MacArthur Anglican School, who had asked me to do some teacher development on their staff development day. So I've left the Sydney Airport Hotel and I've driven out to MacArthur, which is about an hour away. I need food because I'm going to be presenting all morning. and I stop off at MacArthur Square. The Google Maps said that there was a cafe in there that I was going to be able to get a good brekkie at, and there's not a lot around the Campbelltown area, so I just figured that'll do. What I didn't know, Kylie, is that MacArthur Square is as big as a suburb. It has its own postcode. It's so big, and I parked at the wrong end. So I had limited time to go and find breakfast. I'm wandering around using Google Maps inside the shopping centre, which never works, especially when there's multiple levels and you've just got no idea where you are. And I'm on the escalator, and a lady turns around, looks at me and says, "You're Justin." And I said, "Yeah, do we know each other?" And then she said, "No, I've been watching Parental Guidance." I just love it when that happens. People are brave enough to say hello. Anyway, Tamara was kind enough to guide me to the cafe that I couldn't find, which was about 1 kilometre from where we were. I'm like, "Are you sure you've got time to walk with me?" She's like, "Yes, we'll do the walk." We get to the cafe. I'm sitting down, and Ha Wojcik and her friend who was visiting from Ipswich to MacArthur. Ha's child actually goes to MacArthur Anglican. They're sitting there having breakfast. Ha sees me. I don't know Ha, but she's a speech pathologist who recognises me from the TV show. And they come over and have a long chat with me while I'm trying to eat my poached eggs or scrambled eggs or whatever it was. It was just wonderful. I just thought how nice that was to have that experience.
Well, I'm guessing your breakfast took a little bit longer than you had anticipated.
I'm a superstar. That's what it is. I've been on national television for 3 series now, and people are recognising me. It's fine when I'm in a good mood, but if I'm with the kids or I've got a scowl on my face, or if I'm going through airport security and I've got to be frisked because that body image scanner found a little bit too much on my belly and I've got that scowl on my face, never goes well. What else is happening? Miranda got in touch with us and said that because she heard us talking about, or heard me talking about having a tough talk, a tricky conversation every Sunday with the kids, she started doing it with her kids and said, "Oh my goodness, this works. This is incredible."
You mean you've got some good stuff to say?
I've got good stuff to say. That's why I've got a TV show. I'm so sad it's over. Now you've got me feeling withdrawals. And just on that, while we're sort of I'm blowing my own trumpet about the TV show, I do want to play this feedback that came through via the super simple system at happyfamilies.com.au.
Hello, Justin. My name's Ahmed. I just wanted to record a message and say thank you. I'm currently watching Parental Guidance, and I've really appreciated your level-headedness and approach to having these very open and honest conversations. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you for your time and the work that you've done.
That's pretty awesome.
Level-headed.
Level-headed. He hasn't seen you when you're not, clearly.
Not very often do I get called level-headed.
What I love about the show, I keep coming back to it, is it provides us with an opportunity to have really important conversations that sometimes we don't even know where to start, let alone how to go about it. And Ahmed's acknowledgement that you bring a clarity to the conversation that otherwise wouldn't be there is profound.
So far, a lot of feedback, a lot of conversation. I'm going to share a little bit more now. By the way, for those of you who do want to leave a review, don't leave it about this podcast unless you think it was absolutely brilliant. We hardly ever talk about feedback on the pod. I've decided that that's what we're going to cover off today because it's nice to keep you across what's going on. Kylie got this email. This email came through from Georgina. This was about a pod that we did just about a week ago. Georgina said, Kylie, she didn't email me. She emailed you and said, and you haven't seen this one yet because it came through to the office and the office staff looked after it. You can email us podcasts at happyfamilies.com.au. I'll have to let Sarah in the office know that she needs to include you in these ones, but I wanted to keep this one a secret. Georgina said, Kylie, thank you for sharing your experience today about not trusting your voice. At 45, this is a major light bulb moment for me and one I'm striving not to repeat with my son and daughter. Thanks for sharing your experience. I'd never have connected the suppression of my voice as a child to not trusting my voice as an adult. Thanks for the daily insights, reminders, and inspiration. Kylie.
That's awesome.
So I'm changing lives with Parental Guidance and having wanders through shopping centres with random strangers. You are changing lives because you're opening up and talking about things that didn't go so well when you were a kid. And I just think that's valuable. I think it's worth sharing and highlighting because based on what I'm about to share with you, it's nice to get some positive feedback.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a long time since I've jumped into the ratings and reviews at Apple Podcasts. But we got one from Squirtle_Mon who gave us a 1-star review.
Ouch.
Yeah, haven't had a 1-star for a while. Okay, first things first, says Squirtle_Mon. I would rate this 1 star. The show is basically just 2 white, straight cisgender adults in their 50s speaking gibberish into their microphones. So a couple of things here. We can't help the colour of our skin. Nobody can. And yes, we are two white adults. We're also straight, and we make no apologies for that. We are out here representing what ideal families can look like, and this person really doesn't like that we're two white adults. Oh, and we're cisgender because I am definitely a manly man and you are definitely a womanly woman. So, got it wrong though. We're not in our 50s. I turned 50 this year. You are still a few years off. So, as for speaking gibberish, I don't know, maybe this whole podcast has been it, but I love sharing this stuff because I mean, we love that people leave us feedback. Secondly, says Squirtle_Mon, I listened to their episode on furries just in case I ever run into one, and from what I heard, what they said is fake. These people are just saying random stuff to get listeners. Also, these people say nothing about the LGBTQIAP plus community. Anyway, my point is that this podcast is just bad quality, so listen to something an ethical human made.
I don't actually know what to say to that.
I don't mind that Squirtlemon isn't listening because we clearly will never make Squirtlemon happy. So not a problem. Also, got a 2-star review. Got a 2-star review from 15 Nickname 84. Love this pod and listen to it every week. I mean, that's sounding like a 5-star review so far. And then something that is outside of our control a little bit. However, I was appalled to hear advertisements for New South Wales coal lobby while listening in the last week, given the well-established link between climate change and poorer mental health outcomes for children and young people. What next? Gambling advertisements. So 15 Nickname 84, if you're still listening, we really hope you are. We'd love for you to change to a 5-star, firstly. And secondly, from a research point of view, you've highlighted that there is a well-established link between climate change and poorer mental health outcomes for children and young people. That evidence doesn't exist. I've searched for it. I've looked for it. I've spoken to psychologists regularly. Not one of them has ever told me that people are showing up in their office saying, I'm having anxiety attacks because of the climate change crisis that we're experiencing. I understand that concerns about the environment are real and significant, and certainly we do need to acknowledge that. But there is, at this point, no credible research that shows that it's associated with poorer mental health. There is research that shows that kids are worried about it, but not to the detriment of their mental health. They're usually worried about the fight that they had with their friend, or the fact that their mum's got poor mental health, or that there was a cancer diagnosis with their grandma or grandpa recently, or that their dog is dying. They worry about that sort of stuff. Oh, very sad, very sad. But I just wanted to share those with you, honey. We got a 1-star and a 2-star review.
Okay. All right.
Can you live with it?
I think I can live with that.
Can you live with it? Okay. The good news is we also, from Nick Oz, got a 5-star review. I'm just going to read it because it made me feel happy. Thanks, Dr. Justin and Kylie, for the daily inspo and practical tips to be a better parent. Thanks for all you do to share your knowledge with the world. And TBK Wills said, loved listening to your podcasts. Such beautiful insights. Thank you. Your podcast is an absolutely wonderful way to start my day. And the last one, from KY Reed, or Red, who said, I recently met Dr. Justin at a talk at my kid's school. The information was absolutely life-changing and so grateful to have been present. Excited to get stuck into his books and podcasts, from Kylie. So Kylie, a bit of a mixed bag, but I wanted to pass on all the feedback because that's our I'll Do Better Tomorrow today.
I remember listening to a podcast once and they talked about the fact that, it takes all different kinds of people to make the world go round. And she talked about the fact that she loves oranges and her partner doesn't. But does that make the orange any less worth because he doesn't like it? He has an opinion about it. And it really helped me kind of, I guess, wrap my head around the fact that we're not going to be everybody's favorite people. We're not going to be everybody's favorite fruit.
I know.
Everybody's flavor, and that's okay.
These two white, cisgendered, straight, mid-50s gibberish talkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Stop talking gibberish.
Okay, all right.
Stop. Just stop.
I haven't done my I'll Do Better. I haven't done my I'll Do Better Tomorrow yet.
What have you got for me?
No, nothing. We're out of time. I really just wanted to do the banter. I wanted to tell you about Ahmed's message. I wanted to tell you about Georgina's message. I wanted to tell you about my walk through MacArthur Square and bumping into people and how great the TV show's being and how much I miss the Tour de France. And I wanted to share those reviews because we love it when people leave reviews, whether they're 1-star or 5-star. And we would encourage you to do that. And if you like the pod, we'd love for you to share it with your friends because we think that it'll make your family happier. What I think really needs to happen, Mrs. Happy Families, is you need to go back to bed and get some sleep after these 3 a.m. starts this week.
Now you're talking my language.
The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds assists with research, admin, and other support. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, a really great weekend connecting with your kids and spending time doing the stuff that matters most. If you would like more information and resources to make your family happier, visit us at happyfamilies.com.au. And next week, it's No Bullying Week. We have a full week of how to help your family if bullying is happening. Please join us.